Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. I'm pleased that you were able to join us for this webinar, which is going to talk to you about a fundraising opportunity to raise money to end veterans' homelessness in your community. My name is Ann Miskey. I'm from Funders Together to End Homelessness, a national network of foundations and United Ways focused on ending all forms of homelessness. Joining me today for the call is Stephanie Powers, Senior Director for Policy and Partnerships, Public Policy and Legal Affairs with the Council on Foundations, as well as Bethany Natoli, Senior Account Manager from Razoo, an online funding platform. They're going to be talking to you more about this fundraiser on the call. As well, Community Solutions has partnered with us on this endeavor. However, Jessica Venegas, who many of you will know, was unable to be with us on the call today because she is in Australia. So just a couple of housekeeping issues before we get started. Everybody is on mute. However, there will be opportunity for questions at the end, and you will be off mute at that time. Also, this webinar is being recorded today. So if you know of others that would be interested in finding out more about this, please let us know and we can send them the link to this webinar. So a bit of background about today. Although Stephanie is going to talk a little bit more about that in a moment, I did want to tell you a little bit about Funders Together and the Council on Foundations and our work around helping end veterans' homelessness and really getting philanthropy involved in the efforts around the country. We have worked very closely with the Interagency Council, with HUD, the VA, and with joining forces on seeing how philanthropy can support the endeavors that are taking place across the country. We know that there are gap areas that government cannot fund, and those are opportunities for philanthropy to step forward. Now, we know that federal officials cannot take part in fundraising, so they are not involved in this endeavor. It is being done by us in the private sector. However, again, we have a strong relationship with our federal partners, and we have had many conversations with them about what the needs are across the country. And I'm sure if you speak to them, they will tell you that they know us well. Our hope is that through this opportunity, which we are calling Day for the Brave, we will be able to raise substantial funds which will support the work you're doing in your communities to end veterans' homelessness. The money raised will be provided to the communities to fill those gap areas that government cannot pay for. These are things such as landlord abatement, housing navigators, moving costs such as first and last month's rent, and furnishings. This money can also be used to support non-eligible veterans. I'm going to now allow let my colleagues, Stephanie and Bethany, talk to you a little bit more about Day for the Brave and what it means for you. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Ann. This is Stephanie Powers, everyone, and I am at the Council on Foundations here in Washington, D.C. And I'd like to take just a minute to tell you a little bit about the Council, if you're not familiar. The Council on Foundations is a membership association. We're a national association for philanthropy. We have about 1,500 members, mostly foundations, a lot of community foundations with whom you may be acquainted in your own communities. But we also have a portfolio that includes corporate foundations, corporate giving programs, and private and family foundations as well. The Council's mission is to advance the field of philanthropy and to create the best environment nationally, domestically, and globally to maintain and continue to increase giving and philanthropic ventures. A little bit about our public policy work, because it sets the stage for why we actually are what I call, quote, in the veterans business. The Council has a part of its public policy department that focuses on developing relationships with particularly the federal government. It is our public philanthropic partnership initiative, and our efforts include developing legacy relationships with federal agencies and departments to try to help them understand how it is that philanthropy works, what our mission work is, and how best to then partner with philanthropy to leverage public policy as well as investments being made on the public side as they are focused in communities. We have a very great emphasis on place, as we call it, and creating the environment in which philanthropy can partner with local and state government, which really are the administrators in many cases of federal programs. The council got into the veterans business at basically the invitation of Admiral Mike Mullen in 2010, and who came to our annual conference. About 1,000, 1,200 of our best friends who were there from philanthropy from across the country, and he basically invited and asked for foundations in the philanthropic sector to step up to the plate and get involved in helping to support veterans who were coming back from Iraq and Afghanistan, looking at where the sea of goodwill was across the country, and wanted to encourage foundations in the philanthropic sector to become an active part of that sea of goodwill. And so several of our foundations really took that to heart, and over the years I've been working with a core group of funders, and we really have developed, I think, a bit of a portfolio around veterans support and trying to help create more awareness across the philanthropic community about the needs of veterans, what it is that the government does do, what they can fund, and where the gaps really are in communities. And we have, as a result of that, have a couple of things that have developed, and that will lead me then to this purpose of this call today and a bit of the background about how we got to this. The council hosts something called the Veterans Philanthropy Exchange. It is basically a funders affinity group of funders, philanthropic funders that fund in veteran space. They are supporting veterans, military families, things that are related to veterans support. It is a place for funders to come to who are interested in figuring out how to get into supporting veterans, looking for best practices and other funders that can teach them things, and where we've got the lessons learned from how foundations have been working with some of the veteran serving organizations. In this work, we have also partnered with the White House and the Joining Forces Initiative. As that initiative was being launched, the First Lady, Mrs. Obama, and the Joining Forces staff approached the philanthropic sector and asked for some sorts of commitments. What would be our commitment? And that is translated into the Joining Forces Impact Pledge, which is a pledge made by 32 foundations and philanthropies to the tune of just shy of $300 million to spend $300 million over the next 4 or 5 years to support veterans. That has then gone to a next phase, and that brings us to the topic of this call today, which are these welcome home kits to support HUD VASH beneficiaries, those who are receiving the vouchers, making, I think, some assumption. I think I'm in safe territory to assume that people know what the HUD VASH vouchers are. That is something that I had to come to learn in the last couple of years, and understand it a little bit better now. But the Welcome Home Kits was another way that we have been in discussions with the White House about how to support veterans, particularly around homeless vets, and providing the kind of support that veterans who are qualifying for the HUD VASH vouchers, as well as other veterans who are homeless that are in need of some assistance to help pay security deposits and to purchase that move-in sort of starter kit of furniture and pots and pans and sheets and towels, I like to say, while they're moving into more permanent housing. And so we have worked with, the council has worked with Anne and the funders together to end homelessness, as well as our friends at Razoo, our colleagues at Razoo, to come up with a way to raise private sector dollars and a platform by which we can raise private sector dollars to help support those welcome home kits, since there is no public funding for that particular piece. And we think it's really important that once a veteran can get a home identified, that it's really important to be able to turn on the lights and to be able to have a bed to sleep in, a bed of your own, as they say. So I'm going to stop there. And Anne, is there anything else that you think I should clarify?
Sorry, Stephanie. Yes, just one little point, and that is that this money can be used for GAP areas for HUD-VASH or SSVF eligible folks, but it can also be used for non-eligible vets for GAP areas. So I think that may be a question that comes up. So it's also available to use by communities for non-eligible vets.
Okay, great. So I'm going to turn this microphone, so to speak, over to Bethany, who is at Razoo. And Bethany, would you please share with people kind of what Razoo is and who you are, and maybe a little background about what Giving Days are and what the online fundraising is all about?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Stephanie, and hello, everyone. So nice to talk to you all today. As Stephanie mentioned, my name is Bethany, and I'm here with you all from Razoo. Razoo is a crowdfunding platform for causes, and so we operate a year-round platform that any nonprofit can go online, use their page to raise funds for their cause. It can be a specific initiative or general funding. But one of the things that Razoo really focuses on, something that we've been doing for many years now within the space of online crowdfunding, is 24-hour Giving Days. And some of you may have seen these in the past. Giving Tuesday is a very public example. Give Local America, you may have seen. And there are a number of other Giving Days that have popped up in communities around the country. Really what it is a 24-hour focused effort to bring together donors, nonprofits, media, businesses, as many different groups of people as we can, all together for one 24-hour focused goal of raising funds, raising awareness for an important issue, for a community. And so Razoo is often a partner on these Giving Days. We work with a number of community foundations that host local Giving Days in their area. Silicon Valley Gives hosts one in their area. We've hosted some in Milwaukee, all across the country. And so we have, over the years, developed a bit of an expertise on these 24-hour Giving Days. How do they work, and why are they so exciting? I mean, honestly, we all know we've been talking about philanthropy and the goals of philanthropy and really the needs to address here in the veteran space in particular, some gaps. And so Giving Days are an exciting way to do that because it's online, so it's easy. It's easy for the nonprofit to create a page, to spread the word. They become viral and social. There's all kinds of exciting buzz around the 24 hours. So rather than an individual organization or an individual that wants to support a cause trying to create this momentum on their own, they get to be a part of this larger initiative, this larger movement. And so Razoo, as in working with these Giving Days, noticed that we saw something missing in the space. We did not see a large crowdfunding initiative really focused on supporting veterans, their families, military families. And so Razoo wanted to take this on and really start this movement, create an initiative that was something, a national movement that people would look forward to in terms of supporting veterans and being very active in supporting their veterans instead of just saying thank you on Veterans Day, making a donation, finding a cause to support, getting involved in local initiatives in their community. And so Razoo has taken this campaign on, Day for the Brave. We are hosting it pro bono, using the expertise that we have in Giving Days and how to make them work and how to make them exciting. And you know, our larger initiative, we've seen some great success so far. It's the first year of the campaign. We have over 100 nonprofits on board to participate. We've partnered with a PR firm, that is really helping us to spread the word in local and national media, in more traditional media outlets, as well as very government and military-focused media outlets and blogging networks. We'd like to get the word out to as many people as we can, as many different networks as we can, to get active on Veterans Day this year, to use Day for the Brave as a way to give back to our veterans. And so as a part of this larger effort, this Day for the Brave initiative, we connected with Stephanie at the Council on Foundations, and we really wanted to make sure that we were addressing the needs in this space and really working together with established partners like the Council on Foundation, Funders Together, Community Solutions, so that we were really making the most of this campaign to support the needs. And so in doing that, we realized that there was a real need to focus on homelessness and specifically these welcome home kits. From a fundraising perspective in general, welcome home kits, it's a very tangible story. It's something that a donor or an individual can really see the need, and it's very tangible, specific ask. Obviously, ending veteran homelessness is the goal. That's what we all want to work towards. That's a bit of a large goal and might be overwhelming for an individual, but a welcome home kit on its own, that's a tangible thing that I as an individual can see how my funds will help. I can get involved and make a difference in this large movement. And so together, we all kind of came to this understanding that this would be a great opportunity to really get individuals, get the public, get donors involved and give them a chance to make a dent on what we all want to see as ending veteran homelessness across the country. And so Razoo is very excited to be partnering with these other groups in this initiative, and we're really excited to support all of you, hopefully, as you get involved and raise funds for welcome home kits in your own cities across the country.
Thank you, Bethany. It's Anne here. And just to give you folks an idea, what we've done is we sent out an invitation to contact names in the 25 cities that are working on veterans homelessness, as well as a few other cities. It really is open up to any city who wants to take part, but you know, we only had so much bandwidth ourselves, so we reached out to those of you that are on the call today. So I know we have a variety of people that work in this area in different ways in your city. If there are other people that you know of that you work with that you think would really like to be involved, and we're hoping that's the case, we're happy to send them more information. But what we really do need is one contact person in each community who is willing. Well, Bethany is going to talk about that a little bit, about the landing page. And Bethany and Razoo have made it extremely simple. This is really just about getting you folks in each of the cities to tell friends, families, neighbors, co-workers about this and get people to give. I'm sure we've all been used to doing these online kinds of giving. And here's a wonderful opportunity to really focus on homelessness and on veterans homelessness, because often it's an issue that's kind of buried under a lot of other things. But I think November 11th is a perfect day to raise this up, and we're really hoping that all of you on the call, and again, your colleagues in your cities, will love to take part in this. So I'm just going to spend a little bit more time, just briefly, as Bethany talked about the welcome home kits. It's a great way of marketing. But as you'll see from the slide, it really is trying to capture those areas, again, where there is no government funding. But what we're telling the community is you're the folks that can decide where the money goes, but based on the parameters. I mean, it has to agree with what the general public is giving the money for in the welcome home kits. But if you decide that your big area is, you know, housing navigation and landlord engagement, and that's where you really need the funds, that's where you can put it, or if it's furnishings, whatever. So there is certainly leeway for communities to determine the greatest needs in their communities within the parameters of the welcome home kits. So I think that's all I wanted to say now. So Bethany, maybe you could go ahead and speak some more about the actual process and the landing page and all of that.
Great. All right, so as what you can see here is the draft of the landing page that we have put together to help organize the activity and tell the story. So what you'll see here is setting the scene for donors, for individuals, for people coming to this site to understand what are Welcome Home Kits, why are they so important, why is this such a need, and why is philanthropy coming in. And so this top of this page here, what you'll see is just helping to set the scene for how important this is and the work that each of you do in your own local communities to end veteran homelessness in your local area. And so if you'll scroll to the next slide, I'll show you the bottom of this page, which starts to get into a little more of how you can participate and what's going to make this such an exciting day, which hopefully then translate into lots of individuals supporting your community. So what you'll see here is what we call a leaderboard. So each individual community, city that participates will have their own landing page, and I'll show you that in a moment. But that's your own landing page to tell the story about the work that you do in your community, the needs in your community. And so that landing page is what you have to share, to raise funds, to promote, to spread the word. And on this page here, we will have a leaderboard that organizes the activity of all the different cities participating. So this is a really great way to inspire friendly competition among participating cities for how much they can do to raise funds for Welcome Home Kits and veterans in their local area. And so from the perspective of fundraising and 24-hour giving days, this is really what gets donors excited. This is what gets people being active and making a donation and sharing it with their friends and talking about it on social media. This is how these campaigns become viral, because donors see, oh, my city's at number 5 on the leaderboard. We should be able to be number 1. We're a generous city. We love to support the veterans in our area. Let's take some action. Let's support. And so this leaderboard really is one of the central ways that will get people excited and engaged and supporting this event. And so now I'll ask to scroll to the next so that I can show you what your individual page will look like. So just to explain the process, for anyone that signs on to participate, wants to get involved, Razoo will create you a templated page. So what you can see here is just a brief template that I put together for Washington, D.C. as a community. And so on this page, which Razoo will create the template for you, and then you have the opportunity to customize it however you'd like, add your own photos, add your own videos. But this is your chance to tell the story of the work that you do in your community. You can set a goal. This can be based on the number of Welcome Home Kits that you want to raise for your community and what dollar amount that translates to. You can set a timeline, all kinds of great ways that you can visually get donors engaged and activated and excited to support what we're doing here. So the next slide will show you the second half of your Razoo landing page that you will have access to. This is just more of how you can tell the story. And so you'll see this big blue text here. That's your summary. That's your main call to action statement to get donors and individuals on board, excited and aware of what you're doing here. Below that, you have more space to tell the story about what you do and how you do it, and really what the local needs are in your city. Why is this such an important initiative for your city? You'll also see on the right-hand side suggested donation levels. This kind of goes along with what I was explaining before in terms of Welcome Home Kits being a tangible thing for a donor to understand. Again, veteran homelessness is a very large goal, and as an individual, I may not think I have much control over helping with that larger issue, but I can see what does $150 cover? That's 1 month of utilities for a local veteran. I can do that. That's something I can really connect with and engage. And so these donation levels, again, will help the donors have a more tangible connection to what you're doing and really allow them to see the impact that their donation can have on veterans in their community. So again, Razoo will set the template here So we'll create a basic structure for you, and then it's up to you, depending on your level of interest and time and availability, you can add some custom information here. So you can customize it to tell a little bit more of your local story. You can add some more photos if you have local photos. We always encourage videos, a very great way to tell the story in a very powerful way. You can add as much of that as you'd like, or you can stick with kind of the basic templated structure that we have here, and then you can focus more of your work on all that great outreach, spreading the word about what you're doing. And so we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But I just wanted to give you a feel for what this page looks like. Again, this is the page that you will use to share. The link can be shared in social media, in email, all kinds of ways to spread the word, get people to this page directly so that they can make a donation to specifically fund Welcome Home Kits in your community. All right, next slide. All right. So Anne, I don't know if you want to start here or you want me to just keep talking through. Hopefully we've given you a little bit of background about what this looks like and how it's all going to work. But we want to talk through specifically how you can get involved, how you can participate, and what's needed to participate.
Bethany and Anne, this is Stephanie. I wonder if I could just add a little editorial comment here.
Sure.
I just received today, and perhaps many of the people who are listening are getting these kinds of emails, but I just got an email today about a giving day, which is actually the day after Veterans Day on November 12th, for my high school in Pennsylvania. So they sent me a nice email, and it had all the stuff in there, you know, that would really tickle the fancy of an alumna and make me put that on my calendar to remember to give on that day. So I think we're seeing more of this happening, this kind of crowdfunding, but just wanted to kind of share that. It was just ironic that that happened to come into me today. So who's next?
All right, I can keep us.
Continue? Yeah, keep us going. Okay.
Sure, absolutely. So as Anne mentioned earlier, one of the key pieces that we need to keep moving forward is to know who is our key contact in each of these cities. So as I mentioned, Razoo can create your landing page and get you started, but we just need to know who we should be getting started. And so we'll show at the very end, we'll show exactly how you can let us know you're ready to participate. But we'll need that one key contact from your city, your community, that's going to take the leading role in helping to engage and really connect with this larger campaign.
And if I may just interrupt briefly, Bethany, it's Anne here. If some of the folks on the line are from federal department, the VA, or from HUD, and you can't participate, just give a nudge to a colleague to get in touch with us, because we know in some cases it will have to be someone else than you because of the fundraising rules. But hopefully you can get us a name if you're the representative from that city. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So once we have that, we can get you started. I will create for you your landing page that you can then take and make your own, as much or as little as you'd like. And then really the next piece of this is spreading the word. And so that's sharing with colleagues, friends, families, potential donors, the general public, getting the word out in your local area about what it is that you're doing and your participation in this campaign to raise funds and support the veterans in your community. And so we will be providing some resources to help make this outreach a bit easier for you, a press release template that you can just customize a couple of words and then send off to local media representatives, some email templates that you can copy and paste to share with friends, family, coworkers, other networks in your local area. Maybe you or somebody that you connect us with is taking the leading role, but there is opportunity for many people in the community. Of course, I understand not federal employees who can't get involved in the fundraising, but other networks locally that work to support veterans. Everybody can be involved. So you have this page, you can share it, you can ask them to share it. Any networks that you're a part of locally, use that as a sounding board to amplify this campaign in your local area. And so we'll be sharing some of those resources to help make that outreach easier. But that's what's going to make this campaign exciting. That's what's going to make this take off, is each of you and your friends and your network saying, look what we're doing for our own city to support our local veterans. Help us get on board, share the campaign. That's really going to make this a big thing. That's going to really allow us to have a successful day and really make a dent in, the goal that we all are so committed to.
And just a further note, most of the cities that we've contacted are part of the mayor's pledge. So, and we may even have some folks on the line from mayor's offices, but really recommend that if you can, get to your mayor, get to your mayor's office and get them to promote this. Because I think that's been shown to be extremely successful in other cities that have taken part in these kinds of things. So get your mayor on board.
Absolutely. Great tip. There's all kinds of different people and groups and businesses and media that you can think about. How can you best engage them? And what better way for them to get involved, because you are helping to promote this really important work in your community. And so it's hopefully an easy sell to your mayor or local businesses or your local media, because you're doing something really great for the community. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, and one of the things we haven't talked about is where the money is going to go, and I'm not sure if we want to get into that, or if, I can't remember if that's the next slide. I'm sorry.
That's that's what I was just about to turn it over to you.
Great. Perfect. Thank you. So, as I had said earlier, the money will be given to each community, to a designated organization that can accept funds. We will determine, in consultation, the best organization. It could be the local COC or whoever, United Way, whoever normally deals with funds in your community. But the funds that come into Razoo, we believe at this point will be going to Community Solutions, who will then give it out to the various communities. So we are making sure that all of the people involved in this are people that are really engaged in best practices to end veterans homelessness, that are involved with the COCs, with the 25 cities campaign. So it's not going to just go out to any organization who says that they serve veterans, but rather it is going to be vetted. But again, there will be a lot of local community involvement and choice as to where the funds go.
And just to add on to that, any funds that you raise on your individual page, they'll be coming back to your community. So it's going through, Razoo will be dispersing the funds to Community Solutions, which will then be dispersing on to local communities. But any efforts that you put into supporting, spreading the word of your own page and raising funds for your local community, those will be coming back to your community. So just further reason to really take this on and get behind it, because you have the opportunity to bring more funding and support back to your own community.
Right. Great. So I think that's all, unless you had something else, Bethany or Stephanie, to say about the actual initiative.
Nope, that's all I had.
No, I don't. I think maybe we'll get to some questions now.
Yes, so we'll open up the lines, and just the last slide that you'll see is for anybody who wants to participate, and when we know sort of the contact person, contact Lauren at funderstogether.org, and we will be coordinating that at our end with Bethany at Razoo. So we're going to open up the lines. Are there any questions?
Ann, this is Stephanie. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, sort of hearing silence out there. I just wondered if maybe we could get some indication from people about just interest in this effort. Maybe just a general reaction. I think there are 18 people on the line, so.
Right?
This is Antoinette Triplett with the Tampa Hillsborough Homeless Initiative.
Great.
I sent in a question. We are doing our second Veterans Day event, which is Operation Reveille. Last year, through the event, we housed 53 homeless veterans in one day. We're going to have a similar event this year. We'll have 350 volunteers on site. We would like to know if there's going to be an app associated with that, so that as the mayor and the county commissioner speaks to the crowd, that they can ask people to donate right then.
Oh, that's a great
Oh,
question.
what a good idea.
Great question. So what I will say from the Razoo technology perspective is that each individual page, so say the Tampa fundraising page for Welcome Home Kits, you are able to download a QR code from the admin panel of your fundraising page. And so that QR code can be printed out. Sorry, I was getting a little background.
That's terrible
there.
feedback.
Yes.
Thanks,
So
Lauren.
that
Yeah.
QR code can be printed and shared on flyers at events, and from there, donors and individuals can scan that QR code and get taken directly to your page, your Tampa page, and make their donation via mobile on a mobile optimized site. So there is that opportunity to make it really easy for donors to get right to your page and make a donation. Not an app in the traditional sense, but an easy way for people to engage on mobile.
This is Stephanie. So a question about that. So you could probably put up just some posters around with a big QR code right on the poster. Wouldn't that work too?
Yep. Yep. So you could print
People
out
could go by and just scan it.
Yeah, depending
okay.
on how you're doing it, you could print flyers and put them out at tables. You could put them on larger posters. But yeah, it's a great way for an individual to very quickly get taken right to your fundraising page directly via their mobile phone so that they can give quicker and easier.
Yeah, I was just, I had participated in a couple events before, and if you dialed, whatever the code is, the person could donate right from that text message, and that's what I was really asking about.
Yes, good question. There isn't a text to give feature, but that's why we build the mobile site, the mobile optimized site, so that it's still a quick and easy process for donors and a good experience for them on their phone, even though it's a bit different than that text to give.
Great. Another question came in here over the chat line here, and it says, is there a way for us to see who participated in this call by community so that we can help in designating leads? Yes, as far as I'm concerned, that is fine. We were given contact names, I think it was through Community Solutions, for the people that they worked with. So unless anybody objects, and you can send us a quick email, I can let everybody know who the contact names were that we had, and then you can and then feedback and say, yes, those are the right names, or give us another name if that works well for everybody. But if anybody on the call objects to having their name given out today, just give us a quick email. Then another question came through, is each of the 25 cities creating a page and raising money, or individual nonprofit organizations? So basically what it will be is one contact from each city will work with us or will work with Bethany to create this landing page, and then it's open to everybody, anybody in the community, to use that link and to try to raise funds. the money will come to Community Solutions, who will then work with that contact to determine the best organization in the community to receive the funds, but then the funds will be given out to whichever nonprofits are then designated in the community, kind of like the COC would work, or the United Way, that kind of thing. Hopefully that answers.
And this is Stephanie. So I don't think I think for us as kind of like the organizers of the effort, we're kind of agnostic on who the contact is. It could be, you know, a city, could be a government office, I mean, or it could be a nonprofit, but that's really up to whoever the contact, one kind of contact in that city would be what we desire in order to work with.
And then somebody asked if 100% of the donations given to the community will be given to the community who raised the funds, or will there be an admin fee taken out somewhere? Our hope was to be able to give 100% of the funds to the community. Community Solutions, again, will be doing the work with the cities to distribute the funds. So there may be a small cost. It will be cost only for their time. We're not 100% sure of that as of yet. It's just they're a small organization, and it just adds work to what they have to do. So there may be some hourly costs associated with it, but we would keep it very, very minimal. Our hope was that we might get some funder to donate the services, but as it is, we're not quite sure where we stand on that yet.
And the one thing that I'll add as well is that Razoo is waiving the platform fee that typically comes with donations that go through our platform, again, as part of our commitment and excitement to be involved in this event and to really give back and support veterans in a big way. There will be a credit card transaction fee. So, you know, the typical credit card fee that you see, it's about, I believe, 2% plus 30 cents. I'm not 100% sure. I believe that's what it is. But again, we're waiving the platform fee. That credit card fee, unfortunately, is a pass-through from our credit card processors. But our goal is to take as little as possible so that as much as possible gets back to the communities.
Great. We thank you for that. Razoo's been a wonderful partner in this. Will there be a hashtag associated with the day? Will you be providing sample social media posts as well? Bethany, I think this is a good question for you in terms of the social media.
Great question. So yes, hashtag Day for the Brave. You saw it a couple times in our presentation here. That's the hashtag that we are working with for the day, spelled all out, DayForTheBrave. We have a feature on the homepage of our website right now that kind of aggregates and displays the social posts that use that hashtag. So using those hashtags in your own posts helps your posts get featured on the homepage of our site, which again just kind of amps up the promotion that you're able to have. We will be sharing sample social media posts. So as I mentioned, we have some resources that we'll share directly with the contacts that are getting involved. A press release template, an email template, or a few different email templates, and sample social media posts, as well as some other tips and tricks for how to make the most of this campaign. So as soon as we have a contact in each city and know who's really taking this on, we can share all those resources. And I'm available as well. This is my bread and butter. I spend most of my time working on giving days and campaigns like this, so I'm happy to connect with anyone and talk through kind of what you're thinking and what you'd like to do to help spread the word in your own community about this. But we'll definitely share some resources to make it as easy as we can for you and anyone that you're able to share with, you know, so that you can identify 5 to 10 people and say, use this social media post and post it tomorrow at noon, or here's an email that you can send out to your friends so that you can use this as a way to plan your own outreach, but also to share with others to make the outreach easier for them to do, to again continue to amplify the message.
Great, thank you. So another question here. We're wondering if there's discretion to use the donations from this event to receive donations and community support for a staff position. Since we are in functional zero, our main need is support and funding for our navigators. So yes, this funding can be used for housing navigators. That is one of the things that is included in the Welcome Home Kits, or for someone to work with landlords. Those are two things that we would include, but not general staffing positions for your organization. It has to be around getting veterans housed. So anything that assists a veteran in getting housed, housing navigators or landlord support would be included in this. And then another question, can you have the webinar available for future viewing for the organization that will be a communities representative? Yes, absolutely. This is being recorded today, and just you can get in touch with Lauren. Her email is on the slide there, and she can tell you how to access that. And feel free to contact her if you have any other questions. We're also happy to talk to people individually. As Bethany mentioned, she'll connect with people about setting up their page and about helping them move forward. And those of us here at Funders Together are also helpful. More than happy to talk to you and answer any questions you may have about this initiative. Did I catch all of the questions? Any other questions? Either type them out or any live questions? Okay, so in that case, again, we really thank you for taking the time. We know that this was last minute. We hope that you're excited about this opportunity. It has the potential to raise some really serious funds for the work that you're doing. We will go ahead then and send out to the participants all of the contact names we have for the individual cities, and we'll hope then that somebody will get back to us and say, yes, I am the contact. It shouldn't be a tremendous amount of work. Really, most of the work is spreading the word. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, Anne, this is Stephanie. I just happened to think as you were mentioning this, I want to also make sure that people understand that there will be an effort to do national fundraising around this too. So it won't just be people from your cities, but rather this campaign will be advertised and promoted with other national organizations and other groups and other people who live outside the cities, but who might want to help support Welcome Home Kits in a particular city too. So there's not only the opportunity to raise funds in your community by members of your community, but also nationally from others who might want to help out with the Welcome Home Kits initiative.
Great. Thank you, Stephanie, for mentioning that. Yes, we're also going to be working on getting the word out with our organizations and, as you say, through others. We're really hoping to make a big splash on Veterans Day. We want it to be about ending homelessness. So again, any other thoughts from Bethany or Stephanie before we close out here?
No, just we're
Not for me. Thank you very much.
Work with you guys and really look forward to supporting any of you as much as we can to help provide an opportunity to really spread the word and, as Anne just mentioned, make a real splash for veteran homelessness this Veterans Day.
Great. Thank you all.
Great. Thank you.
Be in touch.
Bye.
Bye.